Hello and welcome to the Build With Baer Workshop. My name is Pat Baer. I'm here to build a model kit and to hang out with all of you. And to start things off, I'm throwing the Bear Cave, the Lego, the site, the Tier 2 Blue Emote in chat. If you are currently a subscriber to the Build With Baer Workshop, you can put those emotes in the chat. If you are not yet a subscriber, you can say hi or use other people's emotes. Or if you feel like being a lurker and you don't want to say anything, you just want to chill, you can do that. Just lurk. That's cool. We got Ghost Valve here. We got Lashbrook here. Hell yeah, we're already kicking ass with the viewers. Happy to have you both here. We are currently at 42 subscribers. Or sorry, 41. We literally were at 42 and someone's subscription ended, and now we're decked down to 41. We're at 41 subscribers. The goal is to get to 50. I shut up about it at 50. If you want to become part of the gift sub leaderboard, you could do that, like Unjan and Aristophan. Or if you just want to become a subscriber yourself, you can do that through Cash Money or Prime Gaming Token. You can do that. I would love to get that number up to 50. You know, it's good to have goals. Lord Crashton is here as well. Welcome, Lord Crashton. Happy to have you here on a Monday. Tonight, I expect us to finish the GM Cannon 2. Because the GM Cannon 2, we've done the arms, the head, the chest, the legs. We're working on the waist. We got a little more of the waist left to do. The side skirts are just one piece each. The backpack is a bit of a we're going to have to put on some weapons on here. So it's going to take a little while to get the backpack together because it's got the big old guns. So we will get that on. And then the weapons are pretty easy to put together, the gun and the shields. And then this kit will be done. We'll have finished the fight when it comes to this model kit. And then the most important thing to do is start something new. Somebody that hated Hitchhiker's Guide let their sub lapse. Yes. Indeed. Lord Crash, that must be what happened. There's no alternative to that. Also, I want to give a shout out to you. Thank you all so much for being here. If you're watching this later on the VOD here on Twitch or on YouTube, thank you. I don't do that enough. I'm in the here and now. I'm not thinking about future viewers. I'm thinking about present viewers. Some would argue that I think about present viewers too much, that I focus too much on that. And they would probably be right. All right, let's go to the overhead. I'm going to turn my mic down a notch because now that I have... See, I do test volume, but I don't do show volume. I project more when it's time to go than I would while I'm doing this. Lord Christ says, I was watching Mary Kish's stream. It started a bit early, but she's playing late game Animal Well. Oh, there you go. But that's the thing. Late game, that could be tough because all the secrets. Hey, Aristophan, welcome. Because, like, part of Animal Well is all of the, like, hidden stuff. I'm not saying it's trying to be like, it is in that realm of secrets and all that Fez kind of vibe to it, right? Like, it's going for that kind of thing. But, or Tunic or something. So I don't know. I want some surprises kept secret. Yeah. So if Mary is still streaming, we might not raid Mary tonight because if she's still playing Animal Well, we might end up, even though it's Mary Monday and we do like to raid Mary, but if she's starting early, maybe she's going to end early. Maybe she won't even be streaming when it's time to raid. Anyway, overhead camera. Booyah. Hey, it's a GM Cannon. Top of this kit done. Legs done. Waist. We're working on it. One of the very few stickers we have to apply, because there are some stickers we can just put on whenever if we wanted to, but there are a couple stickers that are needed, and we got a waist sticker to put on here that is very needed. We're going to finish this kit tonight. We might get started on our next thing. I am going to double check that my patrons voted, I believe my $10 patrons voted on a model kit. So I'm going to go quickly, just double check that. Boom. Okay, go over here. Quickly check. I should have done this before the stream. My apologies. very unprofessional of me to not have checked that. Let's see. Scrolling down. What do I build next? Yes, the Buster Gundam high grade. A kit that has been in my backlog since January. It was the oldest kit in my backlog. Has finally been voted for. I think people just wanted a model kit, and the options were 2 different Lego sets and a model kit. I am due for a check to come in for some work that I've been doing, and when that check comes in, a decent portion of that check will be spent on model kits, because my coffers, my backlog, I should say, well, coffers are always low, but my backlog is surprisingly pretty low right now. I have the kit I'm working on right now, the GM Cannon 2. We're working on that in this very moment. Besides the GM Cannon 2, I have the Buster Gundam. And then I have the entry grade RX-782 with weapons, the full weapons set. So we've built that kit before. To be fair, we built that kit twice before. We built the RX-782 entry grade. Then we built the RX-782 entry grade US version, which was for Gundam Breaker Battlelog. So we've done both of those. And the only thing left now is the one with full weapons. So those are the model kits I have. And then as far as Lego goes, I have a smaller Lego set that will be probably a 1-stream build, and a larger Lego set that is probably 2 to 3 streams, but maybe 2.5. The Lego, so a thing that's happened, as many of you may be aware, but in case you don't know, is Lego prices have gone up. And a kit that would normally be about $15 is now closer to being $20. $15 or $16 kit. A smaller kit is now more expensive. And there's $15 kits for Lego City, which shouldn't be. Lego City should not have any tax on it. It should not have the Star Wars tax or anything like that. It should be the cheaper things. But a lot of those kits are $15 for 50 pieces. And they're neat looking, but they're going to take no time at all for me to build, which is bad. And they haven't put out a lot of 3-in-1s lately, which is a shame because for the price, 3-in-1s are phenomenal. You get a whole lot done with a 3-in-1, which that rhymed, and that was unintentional. My apologies. But for me, I can get a whole lot of building and streams out of it. Because I got to be... Look, I want to build the coolest shit possible for these streams. I want to always be building fun, cool stuff that you can look at and be like, oh, that's neat, or that's cool looking, or that's interesting, or, oh, Pat's frustrated with this, what's going on with that? And the Lego stuff is always hopefully interesting because it rarely is difficult. But if I can't, I gotta be a little frugal when it comes to what I'm buying, is what I'm saying here. So my hope is that I will be able to pick up a few things soon to refill the coffers. I do have one high grade that I pre-ordered, but that is coming in July. So that is not part of the conversation, really. I shouldn't even consider that to be a thing that I have going. That is not a going concern, I guess I should say. So you want this like this, and then you want this. Sorry. This like this. And then go into that. And then fold them down. Great. Okay. And that will pop in here. And then our waist is done. But, of course, we'll hit it with a little bit of a marker. Clean it up a little bit. All right. So, in our unfortunate ongoing looking at the world of video games, there will be some layoffs coming in the next month at Square Enix. So this is going to be the United Kingdom offices and the American offices is where the layoffs are going to be taking place. And if you're saying, Pat, what do you mean they're going to be coming? Well, that's because, at least for the United Kingdom, you have to give some notice for that. Now, this is according to Video Games Chronicle. That sources are saying that the president of Square Enix told employees, hey, there are going to be upcoming layoffs. Publishing, information technology, and the Indie Collective. So you may remember there have been various games as part of their indie publishing thing, including Power Wash Simulator. But that was one of several. It looks like they are going to be doing layoffs within that department. Let's see. UK employees have the legally required 1 month consultancy period, and I'm going to look at that a little bit. And then apparently a spokesman for Square Enix was just like said a bunch of dumb bullshit, but basically said like, yeah, the story's true. But yeah, the United States could be anytime in June. And of course, we're not saying that they know it. They just know that, hey, look out for this. This is coming. That's the heads up. Consultancy basically in the United Kingdom is if you're being made redundant, aka layoffs, you get basically they have to like tell you why, and they also have to offer alternatives to the redundancy. And then if there are more than 20 people being laid off at the same time, then there's some stuff that has to happen. And there's a collective redundancy. And again, redundancy feels so terrible to say, but that is the legal term that we were talking about here in the United Kingdom, of course, not in the US. You can just do whatever. Ways to avoid redundant, basically like in an effort to get companies to not just lay off people all the time, they have to go through bullshit like covering like, hey, Square Enix, here are ways you could have avoided this. And you have to tell us why this is happening. And there are legal requirements for all this. Yes. United States often is, hey, come into this room. Great. You've been laid off. Now security will escort you out of the building. That's generally the United States thing. Because they don't want you to be disruptive. They don't want you to disrupt the workday. But yeah. There are a lot more protections in the United Kingdom than in America for this. They said some real weird shit, this spokesperson. This restructuring will unfortunately include a reduction in the overall number of roles across America and Europe. We are grateful to talented Square Enix team members who will be leaving us and will support them during this transition. Transition is such a terrible way to put it. And then apparently, because they own it, or they own access to it, control access to it, I should say. They closed a bunch of channels in Slack, in the company Slack, because a bunch of people were talking about the layoffs and resources and all of that. Also, they're gonna part of this layoffs is so that in the quotes, quote, Square Enix can quote refocus its strategy on unforgettable experiences, which I guess apparently they have been unfocused in this whole time. So they need to refocus on the unforgettable experiences. Yes, they'll just go to another place instead of the Slack. I will say this. Square Enix, for its many, many faults, did seem to understand that maybe the company president, like Masuda, should like stop doing this. Because they were like, what if we get rid of our president, Yosuke Masuda? And then they were like, we're going to replace him with the company director, Takeshita Kiryu. And basically, like, everyone was like, yeah, that sounds good. So they have been trying to make moves that weren't just, and then we laid everybody off. But, you know, that's cold comfort. Yeah. It's rough. It's rough out there. And my condolences for folks that are just more and more people going to lose their jobs. But yeah, apparently part of the plan is apparently focusing on PlayStation 5 exclusives for Square Enix didn't pan out the way that they had thought it would, which, like, yeah. It's easy for me to say, no fucking duh, but apparently, yeah, no fucking duh. Yeah, just console exclusives aren't. If Sony's not giving you a bunch of money for that, yeah, it's probably not going to pan out as good as you thought. Polygon did not have a lot of news today, so we'll close that out. Here's the other big news. Yes, yeah, exclusives just aren't doing super well. Here's the thing. Switch exclusives are actually doing pretty okay if you are Nintendo. Third-party exclusives, not as much. Nintendo exclusives, no problem. Because when they say, like, oh, no, our exclusives are doing great, they mean Nintendo. They don't mean the other ones. All right, we got to build our shoulder rockets here. It's important to have these shoulder rockets done. So let's get those done. 32 is here. 32 and 33. Or 31, I should say. Go on this one. Okay. Hey, there's a new CEO of PlayStation. This was coming. Jim Ryan was going to step down, and they needed a new CEO. And by new CEO, I mean new CEOs. They're doing two people and kind of like splitting the business, which honestly is a great idea, and more companies need to do that. Now, obviously, I don't work in a big division of a company like PlayStation within Sony. I've never worked at a company that large. I've worked in smaller companies, but the thing I noticed is if someone had been in a job for a very long time, by the time they left, they had started with the requirements that they had for the job, and then more and more stuff would get added slowly over time, and suddenly you were left with 2 or 3 people's worth of jobs. And when you tried to get one person to do that, all of that work, you would find that people were being like, that not for what you're trying to pay. And obviously the pay is going to go up significantly. There are also people coming in from the company. Basically, they're like, we're splitting the CEO job into 2. And then they'll, report to Sony, the parent company, over of PlayStation, the PlayStation group. It's almost like video game budgets have ballooned to the degree that you can't afford to limit your platforms anymore. Yeah, Lashbrook, you can't really. You got to focus on getting your games out to as many people as possible. But also, it doesn't matter if you're a worker, if your game is good or not, or sells well or not, or is critically acclaimed or not, or saved your company or not, or is the favorite game of anyone that works there above you. Apparently, none of it fucking matters. Which sucks to say, but is apparently really fucking true. It just does not matter. Because you'll just get laid off. But yes, we were talking about this. Herman Holst, Herman Holst, not Herman, and Hideki Nishino are both going to succeed Jim Ryan as CEOs. They only care if you're working on a game yet, since that's an easy choice for layouts. Yes. Yes, if you are working on it, if you are almost done with a game, you are probably going to be okay unless they decide to cancel that game. So you have to be working on a game that is going to come out. And if you are in the department of that game where there is going to be like DLC, or there is a monetization system continuing, or an expansion, then you might be okay. But if you were working on a game and it's very early on, you're early on in that game, all bets are off. And if you work on that game, of course, you could always just get laid off right before the game finishes, because they don't know when they're going to have that studio work on the next thing, so they want to have it small, and then they want to bring in new people for cheaper to work on the next thing. Because, of course, maintaining a workforce that knows your systems and your company culture and have had a success is unnecessary, apparently. It's apparently an unnecessary step to have people who shipped a game, a good game that you liked, having them on the next project is apparently not as important, because you can always staff up. Holst is now going to be the CEO of Studio Business Group. And this is according to Game Industry Biz doing this reporting. This is all press release stuff. This is to them just rewording a press release to make it a lot easier and adding some context, which I appreciate. Studio Business Group, which is all of PlayStation's first-party teams, and covering the IP. So it's the first party and people who are going to be working on trying to sell first-party stuff to TV and film. Holst is already the head of PlayStation Studios, so this is like a natural extension of that. And before he started working for Sony, he was the co-founder of Guerrilla Games, which, of course, Sony acquired in 2005. So he is one of those rare instances of a co-founder that comes in during an acquisition and stays. He did not take the parachute and leave. He instead moved his way up within Sony, which is interesting. And let's see. Video game industry, blah, blah, blah. He says a bunch of nonsense and nothing. Just looking forward to stuff. Marriage of content and technology, which tells you everything you need to know about Herman Holst, is that he said the phrase, the words, marriage of content and technology. You now know a lot about Herman. Yes. And then Nishino has been with Sony since 2006. He will lead the Platform Business Group, which includes hardware, console hardware. Basically, he's in charge of the console stuff. Sorry, let me just make sure I'm doing this piece right. I am doing this correctly. Okay, great. So he's in charge of PlayStation Network, their accessories, the tech, console stuff, and then also third-party relations, which is major publishers and then also indie publisher agreements, stuff like that. You'd think that maybe that should be Holt's job, but honestly, I do think it's kind of an interesting and smart choice to not have first-party and third-party, to not have we're hardware and we're software, to mix it up that actually will theoretically benefit them. I mean, I don't know for sure, of course, but it seems like, to me, an outsider, obviously, a guy who does not fucking know, it seems to make sense to me. He was previously to this, he was the Senior Vice President of Platform Experiences. I don't know what the fuck that means. I don't know what's a part of that group. But but he has been part of Sony since 2006. And he's worked for a bunch of things within Sony. Sony Network Entertainment, Sony Corporation, and Sony Interactive Entertainment. So he's been a Sony guy. And he says some stuff that's nice about community, and then also like, hey, I'm psyched to work with Herman. And both of them will be reporting to the Sony Interactive Entertainment chairman, who's the chairman of Sony, Totoki, who is acting CEO. Basically, when Jim Ryan was like, I'm stepping down, the Sony Interactive guy was like, all right, well, then I'm acting CEO while we get some other people in here. And apparently part of that was these dudes, getting these guys in there was part of that. Because he's stepping down. He stepped down at the end of March. So Toguri is interesting to mention. I mentioned him here. He's definitely kind of interesting to talk about because he is the chairman of Sony Interactive Entertainment. He's also the president of the company, the CEO of the company, and the CFO of Sony Group. And all this takes place is all going to take place on June 1st. But to me, it was weird to be like, oh yeah, this dude just is like in charge of everything. So it's probably good to get some people in there. And then, yeah, they like to promote from within instead of bringing outside people in. It could be worse. Obviously, Sony does need to figure some stuff out, certainly with third party in their business. But the fact that they like to hire from within instead of bringing people in there. It could have been way worse when you think of some of the other CEOs of places that have left those places in for various circumstances. It's probably pretty fucking good that this is the way they're going. Who knows? I know that one John Drake had nice things to say about Hideki Nishino. So take that what you will. But John Drake apparently happy. So that's nice. Yeah, that's some pretty big news. Let's see if there's any other things here that GameIndustry.biz was going to mention here. Excuse me. Yeah. And there's just mention of the acquisitions and various things and things of that nature. But that is a big gaming news story. Well, of other things to chat about here, I do want to just quickly give an update, a personal update to folks. You may remember me talking about my attempt to get an updated, because it was going to expire, passport card, to renew my passport card. I believe the process is going well. I don't know for sure, but I can tell you that the check I sent got cashed. So at the very least, the U.S. government, the passport office, took my $30 for my renewal. So that should mean that things are processing. Now it could go south. They could send me something and saying I need more documentation or I need different documentation. I don't know. I won't know until I get some pieces of paper or documents from them. But right now, at least, I can tell you that they took my money, and theoretically, that's a good sign. Again, still could go south, but yeah, suddenly I was like, oh wait, what's going on? What's going on with my bank account? I was not expecting it to. I was expecting it to take longer than a week, and it didn't. It didn't take longer. And my passport card was going to expire in August, so I did have some wiggle room, but I'm surprised that it only took a week to get to this part of the process. Again, this could shake down poorly. This could all go sideways. But right now, at stream time, things are looking okay. What's the processing lead time? I believe it's like 2 to 6 weeks of processing. The longest part is making the card. So I will get it before it expires, and they will send me my old one back if it doesn't go through. So that's why I started now. I wanted to start in May because I wanted to get it. Also, I don't think this is going to happen. There is a small chance. Oh, that's a lot faster. Well, yeah, because I'm doing the passport card. The book takes longer. The book costs more to get renewed and takes longer. I did not include that I have travel coming up because I don't. That would have expedited the process a bit faster if I had said that. There is a small chance that I might travel in September. I don't think I'm going to. Again, there is a small little chance that might happen. And then I would definitely want to have it because, I don't need a passport to where I'm going to go, but I do need ID to fly. And right now I have a photo scan of my old passport. That is my identification right now. So I would like that to work out. It would be cool if it did. Oh, I put these on wrong. I put the small rockets on wrong, everybody. The small rockets are stabilizer rockets. They go there. And then these are the big rockets. They go here. There we go. And then we're going to panel on this backpack because why the fuck not? Yeah, things are looking good with that. I just wanted to give the update. I meant to do that at the top of the stream, and I forgot to do it, so I thought I would say it now. Hopefully it'll all work out. Also, before I start talking about some other news, just a reminder, I have a stream tomorrow. Lord Crashton wants me to dance button. I will. I'll hit the dance button and start promoting my thing that's happening tomorrow night. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. All right. Oh, wait. Why is this not... There it is. Button wasn't reacting. What was I say? Oh, yeah. I did want to just say tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern, doing something I haven't done on stream before. I have done videos of these before. I'm going to be using Tier Maker to rank things. Quickly, I'll just say, it is also going to help me towards my goal of having dental work done. So $10 donations to suggest a topic to rank, or if you have a list on Tier Maker that you would love to see me do, you can just send me a link to a list, or just be like, I don't know, Pat, you should rank sodas or something, and I'll do that. I'll find a list and do my best to rank them. But we're gonna rank some stuff live. I'll take some feedback from the chat. If chat's really just like, no way, Pat, that's got to be higher or whatever, we can play around with that. But yeah, we're gonna do some Tier Maker. I might start the stream with some ones that I did for my ranking series when I was ranking things. I might do revisit some things. I don't know, because I thought that would kind of be fun. Because I do have a few saved. I didn't delete any of the ones I made, so I might just do that. Ranking of your ranking videos. Actually, John, I did do that. The 50-second ranking video in that series is me ranking the lists from 1 to 51. I ranked, and it's great because it's just numbers. Like the association is just numbers. That's around New Year's, yes, because it's the last one of the year. So that one was me ranking all of the lists. So it wasn't necessarily ranking the videos. It was ranking like the video and the list, the combination of the two, like my performance, like, do I think I did a good job with that? But I did tier rank that. So that is funny because that list is just, like, if I look at that, I'm going to see if I can find it. We can probably look at it tomorrow, but it's just a bunch of numbers. But yeah, you can look at that. You can look at me ranking the things. But that's tomorrow. And like I said, part of that is going to be, if people want to donate, they can do that. Because, hey, here's a fun fact. Another thing that happened today was going into the office there, because I have set up my appointment for the end of the month. I will be going in on the 29th of May to go in to get work done. And the 31st of May. Apparently, I have to go in for 2 days. And it's going to cost about $200 more than previously estimated. So I need to raise more money than I was. I was about $100 to my goal. I'd gotten very close to the goal. And now I have less than that to the goal, unfortunately. I didn't pay align this. I just put the backpack right on because I was frustrated by that. But I am frustrated. But basically, they were like, oh, actually, the person that told you that, sorry about that. We meant to tell you we can't do all of that work in one session, so you have to come back another time. How's this day for that? We can have these people come in, and of course, that will be, you'll have to pay for X, Y, and Z on the Friday. So, gotta keep plugging. I might have to do a different stream outside of the Tuesday streams. I do know this. Tomorrow, gonna do that. The 21st, I know that I'm gonna do a WW2K24 stream because there are DLC. I paid for the DLC. The first wave of DLC is out, or is coming out, I believe this Thursday. So next week we'll look at that and we'll play around with those characters because I have access to them now. But I'll do another stream where I'm like, hey, if you want to, pick wrestlers you'd like to see, or you want to pick match types or something like that, we'll do another one of those. But I'm thinking I'm going to have to do something else, and I'm not sure what else to do. But I'm probably going to have to do another stream because I am not close enough to my goal for how soon it is that this shit is going down. So I'm going to have to figure something out. Because, yeah, right now I am not near it. I'm close to it. I'm just not close enough. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. Yes. Well, yeah, I mean, it's just... And I'm doing this as cheaply as I can, right? Like the same thing with when the teeth got extracted last year. That was what I'm doing here, which is going to a... these things just like to pop out here, huh? Going to a dental school, working with people who are close to graduation, hopefully, doing payment plans. This part of it, I can't do a payment plan for. I can do installments, basically. I gave them a chunk of money, and then I'm giving them another chunk of money. John says, my wife did the dental school thing before she got on my insurance. Yeah. I mean, the nice thing about down here is I'm able to, this current situation that I'm in, is that I am able to make requests of days and times, and they're flexible. New York was, okay, here's the school. You just show up and hang out and tell them what you need, and they will see if anyone's available, or they might tell you to come back the next day. And then eventually I got on a mailing list for things. Or if you're like, oh, if you have this, or this, we'll contact you if there's availability. So that was a nightmare. Beam Saber lives on the back here of the arm, and it looks fucking cool the way this just slides in here and then fits there. I love that. I love that that's where the Beam Saber lives. I think that fucking rules. This is very cool. All right, we're going to build the gun. I guess we should also build the hand that will hold the gun. Probably build that. Got the gun and the shield that need to go on. So I guess we'll build the gun hand. But we'll build the gun first, right? Yeah, makes sense. Build the gun first. Easy enough to do. But yeah, so there are some benefits right now, but mostly it is a incredibly frustrating experience and a bit of a nightmare. And I'm doing my best with all of it to not feel overwhelmed. But yeah, I was close enough to my goal before that there was discussion of maybe borrowing some money from someone, and then it got overwhelming, and that possibility of a loan got rescinded. Because then I was going to have to ask for too much money. Let's see. Are there any other news here? I don't know if I saw this story here from a game developer. This is from Paradox. They posted this on today on their forums. Apparently, after 9 years of working on Prison Architect, Double 11, the studio, is going to be moving off of that game, Prison Architect 2, and is going to be finished and launched with Koku, which is the co-developer. People that have been a support team is now taking it over. And it basically switched. They became the lead as of like last year, and Double 11 became the support studio, and now it's just going to be that. It was like a transition. Apparently, Prison Architect 2 has passed certification. This is a weird bit of business they say here. They go, Prison Architect 2 passed certification, and the contract was fulfilled, but we could not find a commercial agreement that worked for both parties moving forward and mutually agreed to part ways. Basically, like, Double 11 finished the game, but then, like, money didn't talk right between the publisher and the developer. So they're just having another team finish it? I don't know. I imagine eventually we will hear more about it, but right now that does sound weird to me. Lord Crash says, I've got news. American Truck Simulator is getting Nebraska DLC on Thursday. Hell yeah. I mean, they're still fucking putting the DLC out. That's great, I guess. I am not shocked that they are still putting out DLC, but I am always pleasantly surprised that they are continuing to do the thing. Let's see. There have been delays with Prison Architect 2. There were technical issues in the final testing. And also, reminder that Paradox certainly had a rough launch pretty recently with City Skylines 2. So perhaps they are a little bit more gun shy than other companies would be about technical issues pre-launch. So I will say the note in there they do some, they do say some things that are nice things to hear, like things that you would be like, oh, well good. Who knows if they're true or not, but they are saying the right things, which is like, while we currently have builds certified on all platforms and are ready to release, some issues regarding memory usage and minimal spec configuration experiencing more failures to have and minimum spec configurations experiencing more failures have emerged. Considering the legacy of Prison Architect and you, our passionate community, I mean, if you're on the forum for it, I guess you are pretty passionate. We want to ship the best possible sequel to a beloved game without cutting corners to do so. And like, again, who knows how much of that is just utter fucking placating bullshit, but it does sound good at least. Koku is a Brazilian studio that does a lot of outsourcing of stuff and co-development support, but it also does its own things. They have helped bring to market Horizon Forbidden West, Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, Horizon Zero Dawn, among others. So they have certainly worked on some games that came out. And supposedly Prison Architect 2 is coming out this year. Also, this particular article that I just read here from GameDeveloper.com comes courtesy of one Danielle Riendo. So shout outs to Danielle, friend of the stream, Danielle Riendo. It's always lovely to hear the MMA EMT. It's always lovely to see the byline of one Danielle Riendo. Getting things done at GameDeveloper.biz. Let's see, is there any wrestling news? Eddie Kingston definitely fucking got hurt this weekend, which sucks. No news on that per se, but he definitely took a nasty fall in his match where basically it was a suplex in the ring to the outside of the ring where he meant to go through a table and his knee just hit the fucking barricade. And it just looked fucking awful. And so I can only hope that he's all right. Chuck Taylor, Chuck E.T., the Southern Gentleman, Chuck Taylor. It should go without saying that I am a fan of Chuck Taylor and have been for many years. His contributions to the independent wrestling scene are numerous. Of course, Best Friends, fantastic tag team in the ring and in and outside of the ring. Why does this look bad? Oh, okay. I guess it's got to look like that because of the way the gun is. All right. Chuck Taylor, who has been injured for quite some time, seems to be retired. He seems to be had his last match. His ankle injury is so bad that some of the bones have been degenerating, and even after surgery, it seems like he will probably not be able to compete again, which is just an unbelievable shame. Yes, Chuck Taylor with his lists of names. A thing to know is that, the drive to independent wrestling shows, when you're based out of like Philadelphia and you're doing shows in Boston, you're driving to them. This is the independent scene, of course. You're driving to all these shows and you start thinking to pass the time. You do a bunch of things. In the case of Chuck Taylor, part of those things were pitching wrestling gimmicks. Now, some of those wrestling gimmicks existed and got made. Yes, some of them are just to pop the boys and make them laugh, but some of them were real, like independent wrestler Hot Sauce Tracy Williams. The nickname Hot Sauce for Tracy came from Chuck Taylor. Tracy Williams was a masked Chikara wrestler who needed a not masked gimmick where he could go out and make some money and work outside of the Chikara system and not be outside of that. And the name suggested to him was Hot Sauce. That is probably the most famous. Another one, the wonderful wrestler that you may be aware of, Dalton Castle. That is not a Chuck creation, but Dalton's first wrestling gimmick, his Chikara wrestling gimmick, smooth sailing Ashley Remington was a Chuck idea. Hey, hi, Lysander. Chuck Taylor pitched the gimmick of a like yacht rock guy, a guy that when he tossed people out of the ring, he would always hold the ring ropes open for them, and that was like kind of like a chill yacht guy. That was a Chuck Taylor pitch, and so much so that in Ashley Remington's first match, he won against Chuck Taylor. Chuck Taylor put over the new guy because he was so convinced the gimmick was good. But yeah, Chuck Taylor has a mind for the business. He did the gimmick of wanting to, and the list that is mentioned by Lord Crashington, part of that gimmick was that he used some of those names on the indie scene because there was an idea where that Chuck Taylor was going to retire. And then storyline wise, he changed his mind, but he had let his wrestling license expire. And then Stokely Hathaway came in and registered the name Chuck Taylor, TM. This was also partially because Chuck Taylor was there was talk that maybe he was going to get an actual cease and desist from Chuck Taylor, from the makers of Chuck Taylor's, which never came about because you can't actually copyright that name apparently enough, or it was very clear that was not a litigious thing, whatever. Anyway, Chuck did think about retiring at one point, so there was a lot of truth in the goof. But anyway, there's a whole series where he's trying out different names because he can't go by Chuck Taylor anymore because he doesn't own the gimmick of Chuck Taylor. And eventually they settle on just calling him Dustin, which is his regular name, his real name, I should say. But yeah, some of those names like Howdy Do It was used in there. And it was just an excuse to have a bunch of different names and try out a bunch of different goofy names. And then eventually he had to wrestle Stokely for the rights. And there is a match from Beyond Wrestling that is on YouTube that you can find, which is Chuck Taylor versus Chuck Taylor, which is just a good gag. It's just a good, silly, fun thing to say that. Good bit of business there. Stokely is not a wrestler by trade, but he has had a few little matches here and there. It's a good bit of business in that one. But yeah, Chuck Taylor appears to be, unfortunately, done with wrestling. He's apparently since October been working in a backstage role for producing, which is a great shout for him. He was an excellent teacher many years ago and could definitely pick that up again working at a training school. I'm sure that, if he does not get a road gig with AEW. Sorry, I dropped a piece. I'll be back in 1 second because I'm not going to stretch out to get it. I'm going to get out of my chair for it. Whoop. Getting out of my chair for the piece that dropped. Picking up that piece, coming back here, and then hitting the main button. Great. We're back. But yeah, if he doesn't want to do the road and he just wants to work in a school, the tons of places that would love to have him. Kentucky's finest, Chuck Taylor, will certainly be missed. I mentioned this to Mafu from Botchamania, that in my time going to shows for like Chikara and Beyond, and then a bunch of nameless indies, so many different places, I saw Chuck wrestle so many times, including sometimes multiple matches on the same card, because Chuck often was one of Los Ice Creams, which was a wrestler with luchador masks that looked like two wrestlers luchador masks that looked like ice cream cones, and then sometimes he also wrestled as and my apologies because the country as it is right now is certainly not a great place, but he wrestled as Mr. Azerbaijan. And the country of Azerbaijan is certainly garbage and sucks shit, but at the time was not necessarily committing genocide. But the idea is that he was like that he had won their like Mr. Universe. And then sometimes it wasn't Mr. Universe. It is that he had won a talent competition. And sometimes it was he was the best wrestler from there. It changed. It was a good masked character gimmick, even if it was they picked a country that sucks. But yeah, in general, Chuck, I saw a show where Chuck wrestled 3 times, is what I'm saying on the card. Because he would always show up and do shit. But yeah, it's a bummer. Chuck Taylor rules. I hope that surgery benefits him greatly, at the very least in his day-to-day, if not in a ability to have a comeback, which would be rad as hell. The best friends never won the big one, and that will always suck. It'll always suck that they never won the tag belts in AEW. It's a real shame. Real shame. I'm going to panel line this, and then we're basically done with this kit. We'll take a pause for the calls in a moment or two, talk about ways you can support the channel and all that. But I did want to get this line cleaned up here. Oh, and then I also, yes, I guess I need the one piece here. The one piece I need off this, which is to connect the shield to the arm. And this kit will be done. Let's see. Any other news here on wrestling? Lord Crash says, I was just looking at the hashtag and I see one of his bits was trying to drown his opponent in a river, but he found out it was just a painting. Yes. Archibald Peck, who was a evil marching band conductor, they had a match, and there was the back wall of the venue had a had a large painting of water, like a waterway, and Chuck yelled that he was going to drown his opponent, and then he realized this is a painting, and it was a very stupid gag that he sold very well. He also would sell the gag of having an invisible hand grenade, and then everyone would sell that. That was very silly in a way that I very much enjoyed. Like much of Chuck Taylor, made silly stuff work really well. And a damn fucking good wrestler. He's like a damn fine wrestler as well. It's a shame. Let's see. Any other news? No. That's it for those news. Check that. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Cash Wheeler, no longer in trouble with the law. FTR Gunn, as he is referred to by some as. Oh, you know, there are some stickers we could probably put on this kit. There's some marking stickers here that we could put on. We do have some stickers. We could put on some things and things if we wanted to. I don't know if we will, because they're tiny, and I don't know where they go. None of them, unfortunately, anywhere it's red, we don't have any of that. That would have to be paint. Yeah, I don't think we're going to apply any of these, because I don't even know where they would go. So I think we're good on that. But yeah, Cash Wheeler, who in a road rage incident flashed the gun that he owned at someone that he was in an argument with, and apparently the Florida prosecutors have decided not to press charge or not to continue with it. They have dropped the case. They filed they have dropped it against Daniel Wheeler. His last name is really Wheeler. And this trial was set to start next week. He allegedly pointed a gun at someone during a traffic incident. And he never took a break from wrestling. So, yeah. Very weird. Very weird. It's Florida. That's about all I can say about why is this not why did that go forward like it did. Unfortunately, the best I can give you is it's Florida. He didn't shoot a gun. He has a license to carry that weapon. I'm not surprised that it didn't go anywhere. It probably should have, but yeah, it did not. So now FTR Bald and FTR Gun can compete in an Anarchy in the Arena match without any worries. So great for them. I'm going to take a photo of this after the pause for the cause, and then we'll work on the next kit that I'm building here. Let's go over to this. I'm going to actually put in that working on that because we are starting a new kit, which is the Buster Gundam High Grade. I have built the Buster Gundam Master Grade several years ago. Florida law doesn't allow you to brandish a weapon or threaten or intimidate, but maybe they could claim it with self-defense. Yeah. Basically, we don't know why. Evidence, perhaps the person did refuse to cooperate, perhaps the other person involved in the incident. You know, if you want to put on your conspiracy hat, you could say that Tony Khan paid this person money, because that's what some people believe. But also, I will tell you this. Speaking of Tony Khan, the Khans own the Jaguars. And football is important in Florida. Even the Jaguars. So this guy's boss, being Tony Khan in Florida, I'll just say it doesn't hurt. I don't know if it helps, but I know it doesn't hurt. For better or fucking worse. We'll never know now. Unless he fucking does it again. Who knows? Maybe he'll be like, well, now I can pull my gun anytime. Hello. Hi, I'm going to take a pause for the cause. If you're new to the stream, this is a thing where I just kind of promote what I'm up to and what I'm into. I try to get you to check out a video or subscribe or whatever. I'll try to get through it fast. If you would like to help out, that would be great. Obviously, this is all optional. You don't have to do any of this stuff, but if you'd like to, it would be cool. First and foremost, as John just did, if you are a subscriber to the Build With Baer Workshop, you can throw the barricade, the Lego, the scythe, the tier 2 blue emote in the chat. Being a subscriber is the easiest way to support what I do here through cash money, because some people use cash, the credit card, or your Prime gaming token. If you have Amazon Prime linked with Twitch, you get Twitch Prime. You can use that token for anybody. And if you used it for me, well, that would just be great for me. I would love that. John and Aristofan gifted subs this month. That helped get us up to 41 subscribers. The goal is to get to 50. If you want to become if you want to gift a sub and join the gift sub leaderboard, you could do that. Or you could do bits and coins. There's no one in the cheer leaderboard, so if you want to cheer, that would be great. It would be excellent. That's optional. You don't have to worry about that stuff either. But if you'd like to, I would love that. Now, if you're like, Pat, I would be interested in helping you out and supporting you, but not through Twitch. I get it. I understand. But what about an alternative to Twitch? Like perhaps you would want to help me out on my Patreon at patreon.com/PatBear, where there are $1, $3, and $5 and $10 tiers over on my Patreon. And there are different rewards for different tiers. Consider joining me on Patreon if that's how you'd like to help me out over there. Because maybe you already give to some people on Patreon, so you're already in the system. Well, you can jump in like that. There are other ways to help me out. I have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/PatBear. Over on my YouTube, subscribing is free, of course. If you want to subscribe over on YouTube, you can do that. If you want to become a member over on YouTube for $2 a month, you get my Wednesday videos on Tuesday. So tomorrow, you'll get a video of me talking about an anime in under a minute and trying to encourage you to watch that anime. So you could do that tomorrow and see it then. Those are monthly ways to help me out. There's also my Ko-Fi and my PayPal if you just want to directly throw me a couple dollars. Everything I make through direct donations through YouTube, which includes AdSense or watching my videos, helps me out. Through Patreon and through Twitch, all goes into a fund. And from that, using that fund, I buy model kits like this, the GM Cannon 2. I was able to pick up this kit because of previous viewers. I am going to be getting paid this week from Twitch, and I will use that money to buy a couple model kits, because that's what I gotta do. I gotta buy model kits that we can then build with those model kits. Let's see. What else? What else? Is there anything else I need to say? Oh yeah. If you want to support me about what I build, because the next thing I'm building right now is from my backlog. But if you want to help decide what I build next, and you don't want it to be, that, and you're like, no, I know exactly what you should be building, Pat. Well, you can always buy something from my Amazon wish list, and then I will get that in the mail. I'll make a dedicated video for my YouTube channel about the thing that you've purchased, and it'll jump the queue and become the next thing that I build. I recently added some new stuff in there of a Lego variety. So you can see if there's something there that you'd love to see me build. Lego, model kits, inexpensive things, expensive things, a wide variety of things and things. A Lego 3-in-1 that I haven't built. I found a Lego 3-in-1 I haven't worked on yet, called the Flatbed Truck with Helicopter is the main one. But also there's a hot rod and SUV in it, is one of the options. So you get like 2 vehicles. So it's like it's 3 sets of 2 vehicles. There's a big truck, and there's a small truck and a plane. Like it's fun. It's a fun little vehicle set that I just put on the old wish list because I thought it would be neat to build. But yeah, I got Lego, I got model kits, I have inexpensive kits, I have expensive kits, kits that go on sale all the time, kits that are never fucking on sale and are always so expensive. A bunch of things that I would love to build that are available for purchase. And yeah, if you buy it, I'll make a dedicated video for my YouTube, as I said, and then I will build the kit priority. Let's see. My alternative to that, if you don't want to use Amazon, but you do want to buy something, is to go to Throne. It's mostly gift cards on my Throne list, but there's some other things as well. And then USA Gundam Store is the most convoluted way to support me. You go to USA Gundam Store, you buy a gift card. They send you an email with the gift card code. Then you send me a whisper here on Twitch or a DM on Twitter with that gift card code. And then I will use that gift card code to buy something from the website. And that will be fun. And again, that's the most ridiculous way to support me. But if you want to do that, you could. If you want to support me and not spend any money, go to my Discord. My Discord is a cool place to go and hang out. So join me there. Video links, and then we'll get back to building. Pat Baer's Anime Club comes out every other Monday, and so it's a Monday. It's an every other Monday, and a new episode came out today. You should check out this episode of Pat Baer's Anime Club because it's me talking about 5 manga with weird premises. That's right. This is the 3rd video of me talking about that. I have been waiting to do this video for a bit. And it's not all bad because like at least one of them is an excellent, gorgeous series that I love, but is really fucking weird. And so like I talked about the weird ones, good, bad, or I haven't actually read it. I go through a few different varieties of shows, or sorry, books with weird premises. So maybe there's something there that you would like to check out. And then Kuma Baer is my weekly anime recommendation series. So I do want to promote this episode of Kuma Baer, where I'm talking about Inuyasha. That's right. One of the most popular anime of its day, which had a sequel series that came out. Plenty of people know about Inuyasha already. Pat, why are you talking about it? Well, I'm talking about my favorite anime from the 2000s. One of them is Inuyasha. And maybe you weren't watching anime in the 2000s because you weren't old enough to watch TV then. Or you just weren't watching anime and you missed out on Inuyasha. You can fix that. It's a great series. Talk about it in a minute. Try to convince you to check it out. So watch that video. My shorts are doing, I will say this, my shorts are doing pretty damn good right now. Like not like,
I'm Pat
whoops,
Baer and this is
uh-oh,
Kuma
I
Baer.
pressed a button and then it started playing. So you heard me talking, which is funny. But yeah, unfortunately, this Kuma Baer video didn't do well. I don't know why. It just didn't hit. But my other ones have been doing pretty good, which is lovely to see. Yeah, I'm getting mixed. Some Pat Bear's Anime Clubs or Kuma Baer do incredibly well. Like I no rhyme or reason. Inuyasha in a week, no views, like 9 views. Laid Back Camp, 10 views. Keep Your Hands Off Isaacin, 462 views. I don't know. Solo Leveling, 412 views. I have no idea what any rhyme or reason why like some of these just do really well, and some of them do in the 400s or in the over 2,000 views, and some of them do nothing. And I don't know. I have no real clue about it. Theoretically, they would all be building off each other, but apparently that is not how that works. Yes, it's the algorithm. I don't fucking know. All right, so we're gonna start a new kit. We're gonna take a photo of the GM cannon. Then we're gonna start the Buster Gundam, and I'm gonna talk about some anime that I have been perusing. We'll get into some anime chat here. No manga, because we're doing manga on Saturdays these days. But in order to get into that, I do need to drink some water. And so I am going to dramatically transition the overhead camera and take some water. And we'll do that right now. John wants me to hit the dance button. I will hit the dance button. Yes, the Culture Wars got Inuyasha. That must be it. I'm going to set up to take a photo while I'm dancing. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I can't dance and take the photo because that would be counterproductive. But I can dance a little bit and line up this shot so that I get what I want in this photo. Looking good. Actually, I don't want that background. Yeah, we'll use this as the background here. Too green to have a green background. There we go. Ooh, that pops there. All right. Now I'm going to fade that music out. Yeah. All right. So then let's tilt this gun in. That's looking good. Right now, my 2 lights... lamps close together on the sides seems to be working out pretty well as far as lighting goes. Could it be brighter? Could this area be brighter? Yes. But I'm not hating how it looks right now. I still think it works. And it does mean I don't have to have an overhead light anymore. And that is great. It is excellent to not have that overhead light. We're going to get a shake in here. Yeah. Just like that. And then, yeah. It is definitely darker than when I had the overhead light, but I don't think it's bad. All right, so where's that there? Most important question is how much heat are they putting out? So it's not as hot, right? Like the overhead LED wasn't kicking up too much heat. These lamps do kick up some heat. It really is just that the computer is in this room and the door is closed, because I gotta have the door closed while I'm doing this. But that's really where the heat comes in. All right, so we have some stickers and we have some decals here that we probably won't use too much of. We do have some stickers. We do have a bit of color correcting stickers, and then also the eye sticker here. Oh, I need to change the photo to the Buster Gundam. Buster Gundam there is a go. GM Cannon goes away. Goodbye, GM Cannon photo. We do have polycaps, of course, so we'll lay that out. We got some stickers and some polycaps. You know how it goes. One tiny little piece here, connector. That's always fun. And then this should be a fairly quick kit. I mean, it might get frustrating. It is a kit with big weapons. I do appreciate a kit with big weapons. But yeah, this is a 4-piece here. But a fun design. The Buster Gundam's got a lot of cool weapons. This is a kit from the year. Wait, where are you? Where are you? 2011. So same year as the previous kit. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. This kit doesn't, like, the waist doesn't pick in. There is a an attachment that you need to put in. You basically have to take the kit apart and put in this attachment, and then that attachment is going to hook up to the model kit. It's this piece. So the idea is instead of building the waist so it would attach to a kit or to a stand, if I wanted to display this on a stand, I have to take it apart and put this piece on. It's a joint. That's weird. That is a weird choice, especially for, as I said, the year 2011. It's just a strange choice to do that. I don't know. I don't know why they did that. We did build the master grade of this kit years ago. I don't remember anything about the master grade. Actually, I do remember the master grade box was thin. It was about this size, but it was like wide. Instead of like, sometimes the master grade boxes were like 2 high grade boxes high. They were like this and then like double that. This was like 2 or 3 wide. It was a very wide thing. They were trying to do that in 2011. They're mixing up how the boxes looked and worked, which was neat but weird. Anyway, I always like this kit. It reminds me a lot of the heavy arms, you know? The fact that it has asymmetrical weapons is weird, but a thing that I don't hate. So we'll get into that. Again, very tiny booklet here, and we're starting with the head, which is interesting. So we will need to put some stickers on. And again, this is the era where our stickers are symbols that I don't necessarily understand, so that will take a little bit of doing for me to figure out where everything goes and how it goes there. Because yeah, there's a lot of fucking stickers. I think almost all these stickers are face stickers. So let's get part of the head built here, and then we'll move on from there. So anime, we got anime to talk about here. Kaiju number 8. Which is a fun series you haven't been watching. I recommend it. It is goofy and silly in some parts, but there's a lot of heart to it. And also, this is a dude who can become a kaiju, who wants to fight against kaiju, and also keep his secret about being part kaiju, and figure out why he's part kaiju, and unravel the mysteries, while also, you know, having keeping goddamn secrets from people and trying to do all that stuff. He's got a lot on his plate, is what I'll say about Kafka. All right, so episode 5. Let me get to my notes here. Basically, Reno and Reno is the sidekick guy, kind of. They were taking the exams, and they both go back to their day jobs of being cleaners. They apparently, the results came in the mail, and we don't immediately hear from them. We then find out that they passed the fitness test and the aptitude exams. And so it basically just like, hey, we got mail for you. Cut to them at the induction ceremony. Haru greets Reno and is like, talking about, wants to talk. Oh, sorry. So Kafka's not there. We cut to it, and Kafka is Kikuro is there, the annoying girl that has odd expectations. She's there, but Kafka isn't there. And Reno gets asked about that. Mina enters, and she goes to the podium. So again, we as the viewer don't know either. So we are also confused about like what's going on here, and where our main character of the anime is, because we don't know. All right, so 2 and 3 have to go together. Okay. Let's see. Kikuro heads to the main stage and to speak on the participants. 27 people in the room are becoming Defense Force officers. And she basically is like, hey, thanks for fighting that monster from the previous episode. And she feels bad because that's Kafka's thing, but also, of course, no one can know that because of shenanigans that are happening with all of that. And she's like, also like, she's also like, hey, why isn't Kafka here? And again, we don't know why he's not there. All right, sorry. Is that how this goes? There's a tiny little piece here, and I'm not sure how it fits in with this. So hold on while I figure this out, everybody. This is the face. This is like the face piece here. So the face piece needs to slide in like this. Okay. I think I figured this out. Sorry, when the instructions are very small, it does throw me for a loop sometimes. And we're getting that here where the instructions are tiny and that we're working on the face, so the pieces are tiny. And sometimes I get a little confused. But I think I did this correctly. We'll find out. Maybe I'll find out later that I did it wrong. And then I will have to move tiny pieces around to fix it, which would be my nightmare. All right. Yeah, that looks okay. And then this connects. And this doesn't seem to want to hold up together too well. What? Look at this. Why isn't this holding up? Do I have to do something else to it? Sorry, everybody. I'm very confused. I might just hit that with a little bit of liquid cement here. There are other pieces that are going to be shoved in there, but I don't know if they're going to keep those connected. So I think I'm going to cheat a little bit here. Yeah. Yeah, this does not want to. Just going to hit a little bit of liquid cement here and then just kind of hold it together. But then Kafka shows up. And then we get a flashback about what the fuck's going on here. Apparently, that Kafka did not pass at first. Because he scored lowest during the fitness and aptitude tests. But Hoshina's just like, well, I'll make him a cadet. I'm going to train him. I'll get him ready. And later we figure this out. It's like, oh, because he was very smart in giving people's orders and he understands monsters, he'd be a good person to have, even if he didn't do well and, you know, probably shouldn't have advanced. There are reasons to keep him around, basically. And then Mina gives a speech. And then Kafka interrupts the speech, which everybody's just like, what the fuck, dude? And then he has to give 100 push-ups. This is a weird dynamic, friends. This is the reunion we had last episode wasn't what fans would have wanted. And this reunion is also weird, where he's just like interrupting her and then she's like ordering around. And it's like, was this their fucking like vibe? I don't know. Hoshina. Okay, so Hoshina knows that something's up and he's just like, I'm going to fucking figure this shit out. I don't know what's going on with you, but something's up. And then Kafka and Reno and Kikaru go out and celebrate, and then they talk about what's going on in the powers, and she's basically just like, okay, I'll keep it a secret, but if it turns out you're evil, then guess what? You're dead. Which is like, I mean, fair, right? That's pretty fair. Like, hey, you're part monster somehow. So if you turn out to be like an evil monster, then we're done. It's like, yeah. Like totally reasonable that you would be like, yeah, we're gonna take. Well, I'll take care of it. All right. So such high standards as Lord Crash. Indeed, right? It's like, oh, just because I turn into a monster, you think you gotta have to take care of me if I turn out to be evil. It's like, all right, I goes. All right. A41 is this piece here. And then A40. I hate that I'm starting with this because I want to read my notes and talk about this anime episode, but I also am here to build a model kit, so we'll split the difference. Um, then there's some dumb bullshit of them at the bathhouse. There's combat training. Hoshina is like, hey, go for a run. So we're in the training arc here. We are in the like get up to snuff here. See what if you got what it takes era. Oh, I do need to put on a sticker here. I should probably put the sticker on first. The eye sticker probably should go on first. So we'll do that. There is the eyes and then the thing around the eyes. This is gonna suck to put on. Maybe I want to put the front piece on first. I don't know. If I put this on first, will it be easier to put the eyes on? Maybe. No, because yeah. Huh. This is a very 2011 kit. That is what I'll say about this. This kit is very 2011 in that I am already fucking frustrated with it. Okay, so if this piece is on first, that's how that goes, and then this is going to go on like that, and then this goes on over it like this. So that goes like that, and then below that is, yeah, and then below that is going to be our sticker, which goes on that. All right, so then I have to get the sticker on because there's 2 layers to the sticker, which is frustrating. So I think I'm just going to do with 1 layer of it. Yeah. Sorry, everybody. This sticker is really frustrating me. All these stickers are very frustrating. Okay. All right. Let's see. Mina and Kikaru have some interactions, which like we're kind of waiting for that to happen a little bit. The 2 ladies talking to each other. Where did that sticker just go? Hey, where did that sticker go, everybody? What the fuck just... There it is. Okay. Oof, having some bad luck with this. Theoretically, this will be easier for me to put on because I'll have more room. Holy fucking shit. This sticker just is not. There we go. There it is. There it fucking is. Okay. All right. What are the hallmarks of older kits like this? So Lord Crashton, the kit from the early 2000 teens, late 2000s, is going to have a small instruction booklet. They're going to have stickers that then you need to bend but don't have pre-built cuts in them. You just have to kind of figure it out. These stickers are going to be small color correcting stickers. That is a hallmark of this. The instructions, and I should say, because the instructions are small like this, there is just going to be details that are missing that even if they are in English, are just going to be outside of your purview and understanding, or because they're not in English. So it just becomes a frustrating thing. Now the part where this kit doesn't seem to want to stay together, this part of the head, that's new. That is not something that I've dealt with previously, where this head just wants to fall apart. I don't know what that is, but yeah. And even if you look at the kit itself, you will see that the photo, there's some red here that's not on this kit. This kit doesn't even have color correcting stickers for that. That's just missing. Because that would be nice to have, and that's just not on there. Because yeah, those stickers are this side, because there's stickers on the, and then there's not going to be stickers until the arms, and I don't know where these other stickers go. But there are two more stickers that go on somewhere. Actually don't know where those stickers go. That's weird to say. Where are those stickers from? Yeah, so those are the shoulder stickers. What about those? Are those face? Oh no. Are those face stickers? But I don't see where they say that that's a sticker. Okay, yes. All right. I apologize. These are the stickers that go on the face. I read this incorrectly. So I still have to figure this out. But yeah, honestly, part of it is me starting this at after 10 p.m. instead of starting at 9 p.m. That is part of it. But also, these are also very tiny fucking stickers. These are the ones that need to go on the chest beat or the cheeks. These are the red cheeks. So we have to get that on there. I will say, I don't run into issues with these kits where like the stickers flake off that easily from older kits, which is nice. But yeah, the instructions are just tiny and sometimes hard to understand, and that's very frustrating. But there we go. I got that together. This head just feels wobbly in a way I don't like. So I might just, I'm probably just going to hit it with a little bit more liquid cement now that it's connected and see if I can force this to be together here. So a bunch of characters kind of get together, talk about their motivations. This is the bathhouse shenanigans thing that I mentioned. Apparently, a lot of guys got influenced by Mina. Mina, being the leader, influenced a lot of dudes to sign up. She is a motivational. And then Kafka should not say this, but he does mention, we're childhood friends. Like, yeah, we knew each other growing up. That was not a thing that our dude should have said, but he did say it. Hoshina runs into there's a montage of people training. Let's see. There's a whole thing where they were in there too. It's the usual. They were in the bathhouse too long, and everybody has to get back together because their bodies can't handle the immense heat that they were dealing with. Yeah, so we get a montage of them like training and working, and there's some goofs and some gags in there. A fine enough montage of stuff. We should say, I do like the color of this. It's like silverish. I don't hate this color. This color's pretty good. So I need 12 and let's see, a C20 is this. 20 is here. C12 is here. Hello, Galactic Cat. Welcome. We're talking about the 5th episode of the anime Kaiju number 8 while I assemble this kit, which has been immediately a little frustrating. The Buster Gundam from 2011. The head was a little annoying. Yeah, Kaiju 8 is a new show running this season. It is a show about a world where there are monsters, and there is the Defense Force, and our main character, in an effort to join the, while trying to join said Defense Force, ends up mutating and becoming, he can transform into a monster man. And how does he balance the fact that that would certainly make him better at the job, but also if people found out, or when more and more people found out, no, the real monster is the real monster could be man, but also there are monsters. So maybe yes. It does appear that the real monster is other people who can turn into monsters who aren't man. But also there are monsters, yeah. All right, so let's see. Hoshina runs into Kafka, and apparently they record. Yes, so yes, Galactic. He does have to keep it a secret. But so it's like, hey, I know what you said about Mina, because guess what? We record things because they're a government group, so of course they do. Kafka's just like, yeah, I mean, my goal this whole time, it's a pretty obvious goal, is I want to fight by my childhood friend's side. Like, I couldn't do it before. I want to do it now. And apparently Hoshina's just like, oh, so you want my job, which that's not what he said. But apparently that is what he wants to do. And he's basically like, all right, well, you can keep doing your research, but you also need to sleep. So he's being supportive, even though this upstart dude that barely got into this group is like, yeah, I want your job. I want to be co-captain or vice captain. And he's like, yeah, I'm not going to let you do that. And then there is a alarm, and their first mission is going to happen. And so that'll be the next episode. So this was a transition episode here where we're moving from I want to join this thing and there are complications to me joining, into, okay, now we're in the Special Defense Force. He's keeping his secret so far from people. It's good to know that he knows that, like, I can't transform in this facility because there are cameras everywhere. So he inadvertently has gotten some good information. Hopefully he'll be able to actually let that, make use of that information. We don't know anything more about the mysterious people we met in the previous episode. I'm sure we'll learn more about them later because we're getting into their first mission. But yeah, it's a little bit of a breather episode, and there's a bit more humor, which I enjoyed. I thought episode 8 was pretty great. It's a setup episode, but it did allow for some of the humor. Now we're going to get into episode 5 of... No, they have power suits, basically. They have weapons and suits to enhance their abilities. And they're fighting small-size mecha generally. But some of the more experienced ones fight large-size monsters. But yeah, It's more about like having equipment, but not like robots and such. Let's get into episode 5 of Whisper Me a Love Song, a very different kind of series. If you have not been following along with this particular anime, it is a romantic comedy series with some music in it. The premise of Whisper Me a Love Song is that our main character fills in with a band. She is not normally a singer. This takes place in high school. She is not normally a singer in a band, but she fills in. And when she fills in, a girl says that she fell in love with her at first sight. And just as our main character is like, okay, all right, we could try dating. Sure. It is revealed that love at first sight was, I fell in love with your voice, not you. I fell in love with your music at first sight. To which our main character is like, okay, well, we'll see about that. I'm going to make you fall in love with me. And then comedy and drama and romance go here. We just had a stunning revelation where Himari, who is the girl that is trying to figure out what love means and if she is in love with Yori, she is confronted by Yori's childhood friend, Aki. And Aki's just like, well, if you don't think you love her, don't mess around like this. I love her. And so, like, give up. So, you know, which is wild, is a wild thing to say. You can kind of understand where she's coming from because she's been the friend, you know, who has definitely had feelings, who suddenly the girl that seemed not interested in love at all is actively dating somebody else. So, of course, she's jealous and hurt by all of this. It's like, it's understandable, if not a weird thing to just make a demand of. Aki's like, no, it is a romantic love. She confirms that she does have romantic feelings. We need C2. Hold on. Where did C2 go? There it is. So it's like, yeah, so we're in the drama here. But she is saying, like, look, I love her, but I was happy to just root for my good friend's happiness. But if you don't love her, then that's a different story. Himari is just like, yeah, I would like to fall in love with her, but I'm not going to say that I have if I haven't. And Yori and Aki basically gives her an ultimatum, which is fucking harsh. Again, these are high school kids, so it's like just kind of dealing and figuring it out. So like you can have some amount of sympathy for everybody's situation. But yeah, this like, look, I'll figure out a way to make her happy. And then we get some internal monologue of Himari kind of freaked out by all this and feeling like she's gonna mess up her relationship with Yor if she doesn't fall in love with her, or at least pretend to fall in love with her. She might be fucking up this relationship. Momoka, who is the girl at the cooking club, or the after school cooking club, basically is just like, hey, something's wrong. You tell me what's going on. And basically gets the lowdown on what's going on. Momoka is basically like, hey, just so you know, like, there are a lot of different kinds of love, and there are a lot of different ways to express love. Like, it's not just, there's more than just the one kind, which is like, like, you and I would be like, well, yeah, but for this particular anime, that's pretty good. It's pretty good that we're at least acknowledging that there are different kinds of love out there and different ways to express love. It doesn't just have to be going out romantic, fall in love, get married someday kinds of love. And then, yeah, it gets a little bit of advice. And Momoka is just like, yeah, you know, if you need any more help, just, you know, feel free to talk to me about it. which is nice. Nice bit of business. This is the part of the kit that goes in between the chest and the waist. I don't know why we did this now and why we're going to do the waist next and then the chest after that. Why we wouldn't do head to chest, but that's what happened here. I am going to hit this with, I think I'm just going to, let's see, the gray, because this is an off-white. So I'm going to hit it with the gray marker here, just for a little bit of panel lining. We won't really know how this looks until we put it all together, but I do think that I can just hit these couple spots here and it'll look good. So back to the episode. Yori is feeling jealous of Momika. So Yori is just like, hey, I'm sorry. I don't know how to express these things. I am very jealous of you of having a female friend that you spend a lot of time with. After Momika and Yori meet each other. And she was like, I was going to try to figure out ways for you to not see each other. And I don't know. She's like, I don't know what I'm doing with all that. And like, basically Himari's like, look, she's not going to steal me away from you. I wouldn't let that happen. Again, this is like, you know, a girl was just like, I've never been in love before. I don't know what I'm doing with this. And has not had to deal with this level of jealousy before. So it's interesting. Yori's like, you have to tell me, you know, you have to, basically Yori gives Himari an ultimatum as well, which is, there's 2 ultimatums in this episode. Basically like, hey, there is a deadline for when you have to tell me if you see yourself falling in love with me, which again is a wild thing to say. We know. That is a way to basically like, hey, if you can't answer after the concert where you see me write perform these love songs, if after that you aren't certain, then we'll just end it, and that's okay. So it is an ultimatum, but it is meant to just move things along so that nobody gets too hurt. So it's like, you know, you won't have to feel guilty about it. But it's like, okay. And, you know, it's only been 5 episodes and not that many days, but Yori's like, Yori reflects a bit about how this situation has changed her and how she feels about romance. And she's going to working on this love song for the group, for SS Girls, the group she's in now. Yeah, this is a cute little series, a cute little love series, but it is a few people trying to be very practical about love and like, hey, if you don't have an answer about you being in love with me by this concert, then we're just going to break up now. Is like it's a lot of practical applications in a very not practical, not like scientific thing, right? So it's interesting to see these very different approaches to romance. Let's see. Yeah, but yeah, it's kind of interesting. Let's see. She works on the song. They like it. They enjoy the new song called Sunny Spot. Himari makes Yori some cookies. Let's see. And they invite Himari to stop by band rehearsal, which is cool. These are supportive friends. Of course, only one band member knows about the conversation that Aki had. Like, Aki's the only one who knows that. The other girls are just being supportive. And they get to meet Himari. And Kaori is too flirtatious. And too, you know, like, that's a whole thing. That's just, there's some personality clashes there a bit. And vibes. There's like a silly argument And Aki and Yori have a nice chat. Of course, Aki is the one. Now Himari knows that Aki is in love with Yori, so them getting along well bothers Himari a lot. But Aki is, while still interested in her, also trying to be very supportive of the couple and being like, hey, you need an accessory for the show. Oh, you should ask Himari to help you pick one out. She is both attempting to be a wing woman and also a love rival. And it is a weird thing of like, oh yeah, you're trying to be a supportive friend, but also you have said that if things go south, you're going to step in. It's like, so it's a bit of a mess. So Aki basically sets up a date between the two of them, which is a lot. Yori gets the cookies, the cat-themed cookies. And then we have Momika in another scene. And we're meeting the other girls from the cooking club that we don't know their names yet, but they're the other girls from the cooking club. And apparently they're going to the concert. So the cooking club members will be at the concert. And we're getting a bunch of these characters all kind of thrown together a little bit. And the episode ends with Yori eating Himari's cookies while the rest of the band kind of watches her do it, which is a weird little bit of business. And again, this episode was moving things forward. The music was fun. The music is just getting to the relationship. It is just part of the premise. It is not really a music show, even though there is a band and it is about one girl's voice throwing everything into kind of chaos. A one-time sit-in with a band suddenly leading to relationships and now lots of conversations about that. But yeah, there were weird ultimatums in this one and odd moments of attempted practicality, but it was still a strong episode. And it's a good show. Whispering a Love Song, I think, is pretty fucking fantastic. And I would recommend getting caught up on it if you're interested. And then I just got an email that someone left a comment on Bearing the List, episode 52. Mjan left a comment that says, a little late, but I watched the whole thing. Thanks, Mjan, for watching it. I appreciate you watching my old video. Mjan says, I don't need to be called out like that, Gmail. I was dual watching. Yeah, I mean, look. Should I have my notifications turned off so I don't get emails when people leave comments? Probably, but here's the thing. I don't get mean comments. Occasionally I do. Most of the time, people don't leave any comments at all. And sometimes people leave nice comments, which is great. But rarely do I get incredibly awful, mean-spirited, bad comments. That is a rarity. I am blessed with that. Generally, it's if I leave a comment... yes, and I want to get rid of the mean ones because people are going to stop by and look at my videos, hopefully. If I get mean comments, it's usually a response to a comment I left on some other video. Like, there is confusion. There's a weird thing. I left a comment at one point calling a character who is a creep, and people like to argue with me about that. If the creep character whose whole gimmick is that he is a creep, he is a ciscon creep, and people like to argue with me about that. Like, there's like one guy in Black Clover that sucks more than other characters. And every once in a while, someone will reply to that comment to be mad at me for thinking that this goofy this character that is they think is played for laughs is just a weirdo. That one comes up a lot. And I want to know when people are saying shit about that. I want to know when people have weirdly discovered this video where I left a comment. But so again, that is not a comment on a thing I have made. That is other people commenting on a comment that I left for someone else. So I guess we're both helping that person engagement. So great. Everybody wins. But yeah, I want to keep on top of comments and such. I want to know when people are leaving comments, both positive and negative. I just want to know. All right, it's 11. I did not realize that we had hit 11. So we're gonna wrap things up. Like, honestly, folks, I think it's because I was so frustrated with the head of this kit. It took so long to get the head right that I had no idea that we were that it was 11 p.m. But I've talked about anime here, and tomorrow's stream is at 9 p.m. So I hope people will come and check that out. We're gonna build a chest next for this kit. So we're making a move here on this particular mobile suit. But yeah, lost track of time because of stickers. Indeed. So what happens now, Pat? Well, some of you know. For those that don't know, what's going to happen now is we are going to go on a raid. We are going to find somebody doing cool shit and go hang out with them. Ooh, drop some subscribers there. I think we had some late month gifted subs, perhaps. Now we're down to 36 subscribers. That's not the end of the world, but it ain't great. But we are going to raid. We're going to find someone doing cool shit out there and go support them and hang out with them. So let's see who is streaming right now that we can go raid and give some love to. Mary Kish is playing late game Animal Well, so we're not going to raid Mary, even though Mary rules and we love Mary. I don't want to see late game Animal Well, so I'm just being selfish. You can go do that if you need to do that. How long has this stream been going? Do we want to raid this person? 2.5 hours. I wonder. No, I think we're not going to do that because I don't know how long they're going. We're going to raid Ray FK. We're going to go. It's been a while since we've raided Jordan. Jordan has only been playing for an hour, playing Hades 2, the early access. As John says, we always end with a raid. We're going to go raid Ray FK. It's been a while. I haven't hung out with him in a bit. Jordan's good people. Hades 2 is cool. The early access Hades 2. We'll go check that out. I hope you have a great night. Thanks so much for coming along on this raid. I hope to see you tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern, and I'll talk to you soon. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, 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 goodbye. Good.